What were you saying?
I said, you come out here and you bother me.
What are you making?
I'm in the zone here.
What are you making?
I'm making samples.
Samples of what?
Sleepy time cream.
Oh boy.
Yeah, put you out.
What else did you make?
Oh gosh, it's a mess.
Tell us.
It's a little bit of everything.
Candles, I see candles.
Yep, more candles. And the best of the best, shower steamers.
Oh yeah. So shower steamers, set these down in the shower, and when the water hits them, they kind of fizz, and it's like aromatherapy in the shower. So what's the website? Shameless plug.
MelenaScreations.com.
All right, go check it out. Hey, what's up, Speedy's Garage gang? Welcome back to Speedy's Garage. I'm getting ready for another track day, and I'm always looking for ways to make the car easier to clean up at the end of the day. It's a street car primarily that I take to the track. I like it to stay nice. I like it to stay clean. And you guys have heard me say this before if you've been following the channel for a while. Just because you race your car doesn't mean it has to be a beat up, dirty race car. Like, I've never believed in that. I've always kept my cars nice, and people are very surprised that I race them because they are so nice. But it just takes a little bit of extra effort and some preventative type stuff to make things easier. Today I'm going to be checking out a new product that I've never tried before. It's called Burnout Guard. I bought this myself. It is not sponsored, so I'm going to give you my honest opinion of it. I will say the product itself was pretty reasonably priced. I'll leave a link in the description for where I got it. The challenge I had was the shipping, and most places I've actually found this stuff, the shipping was almost as much as the product was, and I always have a problem with that. If the shipping costs as much as the stuff I need to buy, I'm not really down for that. So I searched around until I found a place that had pretty reasonable shipping on this. The directions say that you need to clean the area you're going to apply it. That's obvious with most products. It says to hold the spray nozzle about 12 inches from the panel, pull briskly on the spray trigger, applying a light coat, allow it to dry about 10 minutes, and then it says apply a second coat on the area and wait 30 minutes until dry. And it says it dries best in temperatures at or above 70 degrees, 21 degrees Celsius if you're on the metric system. And it says for extra protection, an additional coat may be applied when the second coat is dry. I'm probably just going to go with the two and see how that does. And then the idea behind this stuff is it dries clear. You won't notice it's on the car. And at the end of the day, you should just be able to hose it off or spray it off, maybe with one of the car wash places, and it'll wash all the rubber on the fender wells. That's what I'm trying to protect, the rear fender and the fender well. So we'll see how it does, but we got to get the rear quarters cleaned up a little bit, get this applied. All right, so like I said, we're going to start off by cleaning the quarter panel. And I use a little pump sprayer. And the guy who actually ceramic coated the car, and if you haven't seen that, I'll link to it at the top, he highly recommended this product. It's Hellcat. It's a spot detailer, it's a touchless car wash product, and it is ceramic fortified. So if you have ceramic coating put on your car, when you use this product, it actually reinforces the ceramic coating. So you guys know I've loved the ceramic coating on this thing. I think I have only hand washed it maybe 2 or 3 times in 2 years, 3 years, something like that. The rest of the time I just run it through a touchless, completely touchless car wash that just sprays soap and water on it. Nothing ever actually touches the paint. You don't want to go in one of those that has those twirly things. They scratch. You might as well wash it with sandpaper. But other than that, that's all I've done to it, and just spot detail it. So this stuff works great. You mix it up in a ratio, and I've made me some marks on here so that I know how much. And then I just apply it to the panel. And I use a really soft microfiber towel, especially on the painted sections, so that I don't scratch anything. And as you can see, it comes out extremely nice and slick. You can see the reflection in that. And that's really going to help the burnout guard be easier to clean off. So the burnout guard will go between the rubber that's going to hit the fender and the actual fender itself. And then you've got the ceramic coating underneath that. So hopefully this will make cleanup a breeze. All right, so we've got the panel clean and dry. So now we're ready to apply the burnout guards. And notice I did put a old t-shirt down underneath, and I did that also for the spot detailer F2O. It actually will make the floor slick, believe it or not. It's got so much ceramic in it. So I put that down to kind of protect the floor, plus from this stuff. And then we're just gonna put a light coat on the quarter panel. We'll start with that. And it says to let it set up about 10 minutes. So we'll wait 10 minutes and then we'll come back and put the second coat on. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but this is after that first kind of mist coat has been applied and it's dried about 10 minutes. That's what the instructions on the bottle say to do, so that's what I did. And now it says to apply a second coat, and in a half hour, it should be all set up and ready to go. So we're gonna see. And I don't know if this stuff will work on like plastic fender liner type plastic, but I'm gonna put a little bit in here because I reckon it can't hurt. I can always just pressure wash it out, but we'll see how that does. Now we do our burnouts and everything. Next time you see this, it'll be getting washed off the car. We'll see how it goes. So here is the driver's side that I did about 20 or 25 minutes ago, and the product has dried, and you really can't even tell it's even on there. Now when I touch it, it feels like maybe there's something there. I don't know. It doesn't feel like really slick paint like you would expect. Like maybe there's a little bit of a coating, but you can't really see it. And I used to put that blue painter's tape on the car, and it just looked so ugly. I hated to do that. It made cleanup really easy and quick. So I'll go back to that if I have to, but I've been looking at alternatives. And for a while, I actually used the clear Plastidip spray, and it worked okay, but the problem I had there was sometimes the hot rubber flinging off the tires would melt its way through the Plastidip, and I would peel the Plastidip off and be left with these little speckles of black, and then end up having to clean the fenders off anyway. So hopefully this will work better. We can just rinse it off and make cleanup nice and easy. Like I said, as a last resort, I'll go back to that blue painter's tape, but hopefully this will get the job done. And I've done 2 quarter panels, and that's about how much I used. It looks like I maybe used 2 ounces. And this is a, let's see, 16 ounce bottle. So I'll be able to do this 8 times, which that's pretty cost effective. And it actually smells good. It kind of smells like an interior detailer or something. So bonus. Made several passes at the track on our drag radials. We're gonna hope that rubber just rinses right off. Okay, I'm back from the track. We're gonna go over to the spray off car wash and test this Gedex burnout guard out. Hopefully it just sprays right off. I could technically do this in my driveway, but the little tar balls from the track make a big mess. They tend to stick to the tires, so if they get on the driveway, they don't really disintegrate very well. And I've found them in the shop, on the shop floor, and I've had to use like some kind of tar remover to get them off the floor, and you end up with these little black spots everywhere. So I'm just gonna run down here to the spray off car wash, throw a few quarters in the machine, and hopefully just spray it right off, and it'll improve the cleanup time after the track. It only takes a few minutes to wash it off, hopefully, so we'll see how it does. There you go. I'd say about 95% washed right off. There's a little bit left right here, but that's way better than it would normally be. It worked really good on the painted areas. I don't think it worked as well in the wheel wells. I don't know if you can see that. When I get back to the shop, I'll try to shine a flashlight in there, but I don't know that it worked as well. It's almost like it has to be a slick surface or something. So on that, probably could have done a little bit better. I'm back at the shop, and I wanted to show you guys, you know, I race the car quite a bit, and it always makes me sad when I see one of these that just looks beat up at the track, like it's just filthy, dirty. There's really not any need for that, in my opinion. Now, you know I'm particular about stuff, and not everybody's as particular as I am, but I just spend a few minutes. So here's my method. Take it to the track, I race. I come home, switch it back over to street, get everything put back in it like it needs to be. I will run up to the spray off car wash and spray off the bulk of the rubber on the back fender wells and back fenders. Then I will run up to the touchless car wash, and I'm talking one that nothing touches the car like I've mentioned before. It just sprays soap, lets it soak a minute, and then high pressure water, and then like a jet dry airflow thing kind of blows all the water off of it. I come back to the shop and I wipe it down. And it's just really just wipe it down to get the water drops off or anything that remains. And as you can see, the car is spotless. Wipe down the door jambs, the trunk jamb, underneath the engine bay, and I vacuum it out. And that's super easy to do and takes me maybe a half hour if I'm really taking my time and just kind of hanging out in the shop. But if I do that, I make sure to do that every single time I take the car to the track, and that way it doesn't get away from me. So if I went to the track 3 or 4 times and let it get really, really filthy, it would take a lot longer to clean it up. But because I'm disciplined about it, and as soon as I get home, I clean the car up, it takes me about maybe 30 minutes, like I said, probably a little bit less than that, but I usually take my time and look things over, check the catch can when I get home, stuff like that. So total of 30 minutes, and that includes going up and spraying it off. That includes the time it spends in the touchless car wash and the time I spend wiping it down when I get back to the shop. So my actual labor is probably 5 minutes at the car wash, the spray. I sit in it while the touchless does its thing, and then I maybe spend 10 minutes drying it off when I get in, depending on how much water's in crevices and things like that. Sometimes I have to get a little compressed air out and spray those out or blow those areas out. But I wanted to show you the fenders and how they look. And I have not touched them since it went through the touchless car wash. So I sprayed it with the pressure washer at the drive up spray off car wash to get the bulk of the rubber out. And then I came home, or I'm sorry, I went to the touchless, let it run through the touchless machine, and then all I have done is dry the car off. And I was careful not to scrub the fender, so you could actually see how well this GetX stuff works. And there it is. I've even got a light on it so you could really see how well it works. And I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. It seemed to let the rubber just spray right off. Now keep in mind, this car is ceramic coated like I mentioned before. There's a few little places left. You can kind of see when I rub them, they're getting dirty. But that is nothing compared to what I would normally have to clean up. I'd normally have to soak it, spray it down with a tar remover and let it soak for a few minutes and then wipe it off. This is going to wipe off with just a little bit of detailer. And I did take a look at the fender wells when I got in, and it did better than I thought when I was at the car wash. Still could probably do a little bit better, and eventually I'll just replace these fender liners with new ones, and I might treat the new ones with ceramic coating product, like that crystal, G-Technique crystal serum, I think is what it's called. But that's not bad considering it's just a cheap plastic fender liner. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this an 8.5, maybe a 9. It worked really, really well, made the cleanup super easy, and I will definitely be using it again. And for the amount that I used on the rear fenders, this will probably last me 8 or 10 track days. So for the price, not bad. Again, keep an eye out for the shipping prices. They'll sometimes trick you or get you where the shipping costs almost as much as the product does. I'll link in the description where you can get this, but like I said, keep an eye on the shipping. So that's it for today. Quick cleanup after Go Man Go hits the track. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Check us out on Instagram, it's @Speedys_garage, as well as our website, www.speedysgarage.net, and hopefully I'll see you out there. Good night, Go Man Go. Sleep tight.